Anthony called me up. I kept real cool when I was on the phone with him, and then I hung up the phone and I screamed, "I'm in the Red Hot Chili Peppers!" And I ran across the house and I jumped up on a wall, and there was like these footmarks on the wall of that apartment.
With John Frusciante on board, it was time to find a new drummer. The hard-hitting Chad Smith was the last of more than 30 to audition.
We just started playing, and we had this connection, like right off the bat, a musical like explosion that happened. I'm yelling, I'm playing, come on, let's go! Ah! I'm yelling, please, we're playing. And literally a month later, I'm standing out on the rocks in Malibu with a sock on. Here I am on the rocks with the sock on my dick. I'm in the band now.
Just as quickly, the newly formed foursome was in the studio recording the band's fourth CD. Released in September '89, Mother's Milk became the Chili Peppers' first gold album.
I remember the first time I heard them like on a modern and big rock radio station, my jaw was on the floor. In the mid-'80s, man, it was inconceivable.
Mother's Milk was a great time. We were touring like crazy. We were absolutely rocking, feeling really good.
For the first time, this cult band was enjoying commercial success. Hits like Knock Me Down kept Mother's Milk on the U.S. charts for over 8 months.
I think that song kind of, for me, totally embodied the spirit of the album. It was very triumphant.
And, you know, Chili Peppers were doing their thing for years. And then I think everyone else kind of caught up to what we were doing.
Fans around the world went wild and stopped at nothing to get a piece of the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I was backstage one time. It was way after the show, and these two girls were meandering around the backstage, and they come in the room, and they're like, no, they're gone. They left a while ago. Was there any of their stuff around? Oh, well, actually, in fact, there's Flea's underwear. They used to just play nothing but a pair of, like, tight white underwear. And I swear to you, these girls dove for it. It was like, going after the bouquet, they're like, they dove for it, and they're like playing tug of war, and one of them finally rips it out of the other one's hands, takes it, squeezes it, drinks this man's sweat off of his underwear, and says, now I have a part of him inside of me. To this day, I just...
For their next album, Blood Sugar Sex Magik, the Chili Peppers teamed up with producer Rick Rubin, best known for his work with the Beastie Boys.
They didn't really fit into the category of any of the type of music I'd dealt with before. And I thought it'd really be a fun record to make, and it was.
Where did I go? That should be the vibe, like what you just... Yeah. It is so hard.
Rubin worked closely with the band, encouraging them to explore new territory and expand their sound. That collaboration gave life to some of the most influential music in decades. During the sessions, Rick happened across a poem Anthony had written. Put to music, it would become a Chili Peppers classic.
I'd gone to Anthony's house to discuss lyrics with him, and he was showing me his notebooks of different lyrics he had written. And I found Under the Bridge and asked, what's this?
I was thinking about my past because I hadn't done drugs for a few years, and kind of reflecting on all the damage I had done and all the people that I had tortured emotionally. And so I wrote this poem.
I could just tell that he was opening his heart. And they were beautiful words. And it wasn't a song yet. All it was words on a page. You could just tell from looking at the words. They were special.
I think he was touched by it. And he said, why don't you go in and sing it to him? And I thought, okay. It's very personal and kind of revealing and, a little bit embarrassing, but I'll go in and I'll sing it to him. And I read it to him and I sang it to him, and I probably sang it out of tune and, using 3 different keys at the same time. But they heard what I was trying to express, and instead of laughing, they both went to their instruments and just started playing.
It's hard to be
in October 91, Blood Sugar Sex Magik would go on to sell more than 8 million copies. It was truly a landmark album. And to support it, the band embarked on a marathon world tour. The Red Hot Chili Peppers were now playing stadiums with passionate fans.
Every single person, every mother in this whole place, every single boy and every single girl has to take off their shirt.
If he said to, like, take your shirt off and spin it in the air, everybody in the audience would do it.
And wave it around their head like a wild helicopter like this for the whole song. Don't stop until the song is over.
To me, that was like, wow, how does he get everyone to listen to him, you know? It's just so intense, like, to see that power over everyone.
The Chili Peppers were red hot, but not everyone was embracing their new fame.
I just didn't like the way everybody was responding to the success that we were having. I was confused myself about how to deal with it, as everybody was.
As the tour wore on, John grew increasingly disenchanted and distanced himself from the rest of the band.
John was just up there like he didn't give about anything, you know? And you can't be in a group and not care. It's gonna show. And it did. A lot of the shows were terrible.
You can only enjoy it for so much when the band isn't talking, you know? Me and Anthony basically toured together for a year without really talking at all, and things got worse and worse.
Then on May 7th, 1992, tensions between the band and John Frusciante came to a head. Just hours before a concert at one of Japan's largest arenas, John told the band he was quitting the Chili Peppers.
I remember calling our tour manager at the venue and just saying, I just got in, how's everything going? And he said, well, it's not going really well. John won't go on stage. I mean, what do you mean won't go on stage? He quit. I said, he quit. He said, he quit. I said, he don't quit. Tell him to get his ass on the stage. I said, I'll be right there.
The band convinced John to play that evening, but by the following morning, he was gone. The Chili Peppers returned home and regrouped, but they weren't idle for long. In July '92, the band grabbed guitarist Eric Marshall and hit the road to headline the Lollapalooza tour. 34 cities, 30